How are you doing today?
I'm very fine.
Ukoaje?
Niko freshi, niko fiti.
Karibu Radio 254.
Thanks, man.
We are the home of Kenyan content and music. And the other day I was on socials, scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a video that was being shared by a guy called David Masharia.
David Masharia, yeah, he's my friend.
He's a comedian.
Yeah,
so he shared, he shared a video of you. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I went through your Instagram. I saw like the different videos you have posted, and I felt like it was really smart of you to have like a green screen where you could go record the content you need to promote your music and put it out. Because I feel like as someone who plays Kenyan music and is trying to promote Kenyan music, it's very hard to find unique ways of promoting music because there's a lot of great music out there, but it's not promoted. There's people who actually know music business and they're like, okay, we're going to have a marketing plan. This is the budget. We're going to do TikTok. We're going to do CG influencers.
Reels.
Yeah, it's a whole business. So like, I thought it was really interesting that you were choosing to promote your music in that sense. I guess I'd love to know about that. Tell me about putting your music out there and promoting it, and like why use that, like social media, but also like short videos online.
You know, actually, it's very funny because as artists, we always ask ourselves, like, we always say that we don't have enough platforms to promote ourselves because we only think of TV and radio. We don't think of online platforms. And one of my friends told me, you know, there are things called reels. I'm not like I've not always been a social kind of guy, but he told me there are things which are really moving. They are called reels, and they are on IG. And I'm like, I went to reels, and then I saw what people are doing. Actually, what inspired what we are doing is the colors. You've seen colors.
Exactly, I have seen colors.
Yeah, so like we were like, we can try to pull something like that, and so we did, and people are appreciating. Like David Mashara is appreciating it, and like everyone is appreciating it. So it is working out. So that's how it came about. It came about because of the reels, and then when you have the short videos, then you can share them on every platform.
Exactly. And you know, to be honest, if it wasn't for that, I'd have never known about your music. But then it forced me to go and understand who you were, and I was going far as back as so I got to learn so many different things. I got to learn about the different projects you have. I got to see that you've been doing this since 2018. Even before that, I got to see like the cypher you did for the Cali Cartel. I got to see the music you have with Horoscope. I got to I even got to understand Ndovuku. So like there's so many things that connected, but if it was not for that one short video, you could have not I would have never gone down a rabbit hole to find out more of who Mr. Mistariful is. Because I'm like, okay, the name is interesting, the music, the Kikuyu English vibe. I'm like, okay, this is different. But literally that one video led me down a path to find out more about you, and I felt like I'd love to sit down with you on this platform to share, your journey and understand where you've come from. So I thank the internet for that, and David Masharia.
Yeah, man, and it's funny because we are discussing with my friends, and we are like, we always see like the industry owes us, so we don't see what we've not done as artists, and if it was not for me and my crew to see like there are things we can do. Bado hongepata that post. So I always ask myself, what have I not done? It is always a question of what have I not done to be where I need to be.
Because you have to put yourself out there.
Very true.
And I feel like sometimes in life you're your worst own enemy because
don't even critique yourself.
Yeah. So it's like if you sometimes a question I was asked to me that I always try to ask others and myself is, what's holding you back between you and your dreams or your destiny?
You. And
sometimes if the answer is you, then you need to get your shit together.
Actually, funny thing, it's very true because most of the time it is you.
99% of the time it is you.
It is you. So if you mean it, I was telling people like the easiest thing to do it is to opt out from the music.
Bro, giving up is so easy.
It is so easy, and so when you see a person like who has been
because the obstacles are there, the situation is hard. So it's like if you give up. At least
life will be easier.
It won't hurt, know.
Yeah. Even life will seem easier, because now like the tunes that you get to go in the stew, you will use it another, let's say something else.
Yeah, labda unaenda coast.
Unaenda coast and
najua unaenda studio mopande SGR.
So choosing to do music, choosing to find your own path in everything that you're doing. It's actually very, 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 very. It's hard, but it's a journey that nobody else can understand.
Okay.
And you have to lazima ujitume you yourself.
So tell me, the name Mr. Mistariful, ilitoka wapi?
It's funny, man. I always share this story. It is a dude RIP, he was called Jiffy. Jiffy, like in a Jiffy. Yani alikuwa anaitwa hivyo because he had a t-shirt nyuma when we were in form 1 ilikuwa imeandikwa Jiffy. So his name was Jiffy. So when I was in high school, back in high school, we used to, I never knew that it's called rap. You know, we had like sessions where we could angusha mistari, and like we are together, so tunangusha mistari. And Jiffy,
what school was this, if you don't mind me asking?
KU, Kahuhuru.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny because we used to call it KU. We never knew KU.
Yeah,
KU, the university. So you only knew KU like Kahuhuru.
Yes.
And then Jiffy was like, yo, mse uko na mistari, unafaa kuitwa Mistariful. So just to spice up, nikaeka Mr. Mbele. So Mr. Mistariful because of the many lines that we had. Like we would, like, you know how people like crack jokes? So we would like sit somewhere and then anarusha mistari, mimi narusha. So it is not like a song, it's mistari.
Kulikuwa na wase wengi walikuwa na drop mistari ama ilikuwa wase wachache?
Actually in Kahuho, like everyone was everyone was an artist. It is funny sababu even Horoscope, you've mentioned Horoscope.
Yeah.
Horoscope, you're from the same school. Ndovunuku, we are same school. And other many guys you've like who have not like blown up, but they are about to.
Okay.
Sababu it has been a minute.
So for you to be known as good, you definitely had to be good.
You had to be good. Funny thing, I wasn't even in the music. What do you call it? What do we call it? Is it my MF music festivals? Like I never went to music festivals because you know, like we don't have a platform where you can share your own mysteries. You know, they only
set books or things have written, plays, whatever. Yeah,
and the folk songs.
Yeah. So there's no rap in music festivals. Hakuna category.
There's a time I went on stage and then the principal told me, you know, when you're doing, I understand him because of his time. Yeah, he told me, if you're doing whatever you're doing, please do it in a language that people are going to understand. And I'm like, I'm not eloquent in English, I'm not eloquent in Swahili, I'm not eloquent in Kikuyu, and you cannot use Kikuyu in school. So I'm like, alifanya ni. Like,
so how are you supposed to express yourself?
Exactly how.
Yeah.
So it is so like it has been a journey. It's been a journey, man. Okay. Since high school. So Jiffy, that name came from Jiffy. Jiffy. He was also an artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Umsana na wewe unaza rap, kuna mabazo unaweza kutoa Mr. Mistariful. Wewe unaongeza the Mr. Yeah. But do you remember your first time in a studio?
My first time in studio.
Because you're good, but going to a studio I feel like is an extra it's an extra level of saying, okay, I'm good enough to go, I want to go. Yeah. It's
funny because we used to hang out in the first time I had there's a dude called Justo who inspired me to start rapping now to go to the studio.
Why did he inspire you?
Because he was from my hood. You know, I've never, from where I come from, Kabete, we don't have like a lot of artists. You know, people from Eastlands, people from Westlands, but from Kabete, man, we haven't had like a lot of artists. So when I had Justo, and I would hear his music on WhatsApp. He would send those notes, voice notes, and then I was like, I would want to meet this guy to get to know him. So he was my like hero back in the day. So when I found about him, tukakuwa ni kama we had a group where we would meet every Saturday and rap. So when we were rapping, I had people who were going to a studio to record a certain song, which was called 254. It was called 254. It was about peace back in 2016. Before we had elections in 2017. Yeah. So we went. So that was my first time. When I went there, people were telling me I was good, and I was like, yo, man, this is the first. Actually, I didn't go by the name Mr. Mistariful back then.
Okay, what was the name?
My real name. Because we're in the studio, and then we have done a song, we have done the video, and then they were like, we want to upload this song. So what name do you want us to upload with? And I'm like, I don't even have a stage name, so just call me by my name, Jenga Kenyanjui. So it went with Jenga Kenyanjui. Yeah. So later on, when I was like, I realized, like I'm an artist. That's when I changed to Mr. Mistariful. Okay. Yeah. So
this is 254 song. You were singing or rapping on it?
I was like talking on it.
Okay. Ukona sema nini?
Rich people, rich country, humble people, furaha kitu simple. It was about peace. I was talking about Kenya.
And you wrote it yourself?
I wrote it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I've always liked writing.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the first time uko kwa studio.
Yeah.
And did you
a local studio which records the ethnic language, like people who sing in our ethnic language.
Okay. Huku ni Kabete ama ni wapi?
Kabete. Actually, a place. It is not Kabete. It is a place called Ruaka.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wewe umerecord ngoma hadi video.
Hadi video.
Mkeka jina yako.
Like when you see that video utaona jenga wa Kenya njui, and then I come with the combat.
So did you show your parents this song or your family?
Everybody was excited. You know, the first time it's maybe in the 10th song, that's when they started to get disappointed. But in the first song, they're like, yo, our son is an artist.
Yeah.
Like our nephew is an artist. So they were excited. I showed them.
Okay.
And they were happy.
Lakini bado uko chuo.
So no, I was I was in Kole. I was in Kole.
Okay, so the first time you go, so for you, was it after high school or before high school? So in high school you were rapping with the guys.
Yeah, I was rapping with the guys. I never saw myself as an artist.
Okay, what did you see yourself as at that point? Ukiwa high school,
I always told people I usually liked reading the Pulse.
Pulse magazine.
Pulse magazine. I will tell people, your time it used to cost 50 shillings. So I would tell people every Friday we contribute 10 bob so that we can buy, because I couldn't buy like every day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have tunes.
Yeah.
So we will come together and to contribute 10 bob, so we'd buy the Pulse. So I knew I belonged to the industry, but I couldn't tell where.
Okay.
Like, so I always knew, like, I will tell people maybe like a promoter.
Yeah.
I never knew, like, I
you were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you finish high school, you choose to go to Kole, or how did that happen?
That's like how it happens. If you have a chance to, you go. First of all, when I finished high school, I went for a jobo for 2 years.
2 years?
For 2 years. I used to work at cafe. So I used to be not a barman, a storekeeper. Okay. For 2 years, and then I started. Now after 2 years, I went to Kole.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Job iliingia ama ulitafuta? As in, how did you end up getting that gig?
It's funny because nilikuwa nimekaa tu home, and then there's this guy of mine called George Moora, and then he comes and tells me, instead of you like staying at home, so you come and go for a job. And I'm like, sijafua nguo, and then he's like, achana nguo, like I'll help you so that we can go the next day. So I am looking for excuses, and I tell him, mazee bro, mimi hata sina, I don't have fare. And he's like, ndakusema milia fare.
Umze anakusaidia, ako serious uende,
utaki. I mean, staki, like, you know, like I never saw myself like after high school I'm going to go to look for a job. See, I always knew people are going to go to Kole or to uni.
Yeah.
So I was waiting. I never knew, like, even my parents didn't have like plans for me to go to Kole or to uni.
Yeah.
So he really helped me, sababu I never indulged in a lot of things during that time. Sababu, you know, when you're not like engaged in anything, it is easy to lose your path. Yeah, to lose your path.
Exactly.
So after 2 years, but it is funny because I was still write when I was in Jobo. But I never knew like I was writing until I knew I was writing.
So in these 2 years that you're joboing, you've left school. Is the money helping? Like unajibaya manguo, like utafuti wazazi ama
kwanza kladi, like tunaenda pale Garissa and then we buy clothes. And that's what we used to do. Okay. Before we realized there's Gikomba. So we used to go to Garissa and buy these flashy looking clothes. Huko mtaa we used to tesa. So are you making music in this time that you're working? Ama ni jobo to? It's funny because I never did any music, and it will be easier if I used to go to the studio back.
Yeah.
Because I had money.
Income.
I had income. So but sijui like working as a god yuko fun. Yeah.
So nini nakufanya useme unataka Kole after 2 years?
Just to prove that, you know, I'm a smart dude. So I just want to prove to people.
Your shit. You're even second guessing yourself. These guys like, it's not like, are you sure? Like, if you believe it, it is. But you know, you have to believe it.
I'm a smart dude. So like I was like, I wanted to prove like I can go to Kole. And it was not like I want to go to Kole, but I was like, when people were talking and people were saying nilienda sijui wapi, I was like, I want also to have that kind of story. So that's why I went to Kole, and my folks bado waliniambia you enda Kole and then study what you like. So even when what I studied, it's very funny sababu I thought, because I told you, like, I wanted to be in the industry, I never knew how. So even when I went to school, I went to study journalism. Sababu I thought, no, journalism is a like I can go, you know, host some shows in radio or in TV. So I went to do journal. Though I never finished, but it is what it is.
So you thought, okay, So you could do anything. Your parents were not pressuring you. It was up to you.
You can anything, man, you want. So I was like, I can do like Jonah. So I went to do Jonah.
Chuo gani?
Nibs College.
Okay.
Yeah.
So unaanza chuo alafu?
So when I was in school, I was in college. It's funny sababu mse fulani anaitwa Eric Mwangi. He told me like the first time he set his eyes on me, he was like, "Yo, bro, you look like an artist." And then he asked me, "Are you an artist?" And I'm like, it's hard for me to answer that question. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, "You look like a rapper, man. Where are you from?" I told him I'm from Kabete. He was like, even the way you talk. And he's a chill out guy. He's not like, he's a chilled out guy. So he was like, "Yo, man, you look, even the way you express yourself, you look like a rapper." And I was like, "No, I'm not a rapper, but I think I write some." So, and he was like, "What do you write?" I'm like, some people say it is called spoken word. He was like, "Oh, I know about spoken word. I even have a place that people go to say those poems." And I was like, "Ni wapi?" He told me Kenya National Theatre on every Thursday. It was called PAL. Poetry after lunch. So I went there. I thinking that I can, because Eric Mwangi has told me I look like a rapper, and I'm like, I'm not a rapper. I can do spoken word. So I went there to do spoken word. Hey, wazee wale wangu. People had bars there, and crazy. It's funny because spoken word artists, they have bars more than the rappers, but they don't have constrictions of the bars.
Exactly. They don't have to flow on the
chorus,
beat. It's the words that matter.
Yeah.
It's a like a song has a beat, so the beat can be nice, so the song will be nice.
Yeah.
But if you're talking nonsense, you're talking nonsense.
You went there, and then I had what people were about, and I was like, this is not my thing. So I went to YouTube Academy, and then I realized what you're doing, you can put your words your lines in a verse called, and then there are 16 bars in a verse. And I was like, what is this, and how do you flow on a beat? That's how actually, like, now I learned. It was not like natural.
And this is way after the first time you went to the studio.
Yeah, it was way after I went to the studio.
Okay, so life brings you the full circle. Now you're like, okay, this is interesting. I've been doing this, but maybe not doing this.
Yeah. Even when I went to the studio, even the first time I went to the studio, I never knew I was an artist.
Okay.
It is after. It's funny, sababu, when I had a crew, like, I will mention them, like Akina Ndovuniku, people called like Kevo, people called like Tekesh. So them, they were artists when we were in high school. So when I realized, like, when I went to the studio the first time, I heard, Akina Kevo, they have a stew. They have a stew. There's a place they go, Akina Major Key. So these are stew they go to. And I was like, see, because they are my buddies, I can go there. So when I went there, now them, they are good. They have been doing this like for 5 years. So it was easy for me to learn. Sababu, I'm learning from people who have not
good. They've also done it for a while, where they know how to get better. They're better. They're good. If you're starting with amateurs, it's gonna be amateur level
too.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is they sound. These guys, they showed me like now well how to be on a beat, how to put out a chorus, and like everything. So that's when, like, after that, that's when I started realizing, maze mimi ni msanii. So we went to so like with them, so we have started rapping together, so we have songs together. So we go to a gig, and then this gig we realized, gig actually in 2017, EC gig, it is actually it was called Talanta Mtaani.
Okay.
Talanta Mtaani season 1.
Okay.
And then they were picking people who are best. They picked, I think, 300 guys. And then I was picked. I was like, yo, you want to mean I'm this good?
This is when you were picked by DJ Shitty.
Yeah, Akina DJ Shitty.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It was sponsored by Highlands and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Club Soda.
Yeah. So when I was picked, some of my guys I used to rap with, they were not picked. And
you were picked?
Yeah, and I was picked. I was like, yo, man, me, I'm a bad man.
Why I say?
Yeah, man. So that's how the full circle, that, like, after now that I realized when I went, when we had like auditions, like, I didn't have a song of my own.
What did you perform at this audition?
I performed a verse from a song that we had done with these dudes.
Okay, what's the verse? What was different about it? Was it like your delivery, or what was different?
Delivery and the trilingual kind of ish.
Okay.
So I was like, I can rap in Kidogo in English, Swahili and Kikuyu. And then I'm aggressive. When I'm rapping, I'm very aggressive. And so even if I'm not saying anything, you have to go with the flow.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
And something I've been curious about.
Yeah.
And maybe we go back to your principle. You were saying that, you're not fluent per se in English, you're not fluent per se in Swahili, you're not fluent per se in Kikuyu.
Yeah.
In your principle's defense, you could argue and say, the point of you going to school was so that they could teach you. You're here to be taught. So let us teach you English, let us teach you Swahili. But whatever. But I was just thinking, I would say the music you make is a very great mix of, Swahili, English, and Kikuyu.
Yeah.
The same way you were saying that's how you can express yourself.
Yeah. It's not even called Sheng.
It's not Sheng. It's not. So I'm wondering, when did you figure out this is the language
that you're going to use? When I'm writing, I'm not like I want to write like an English song. I'm a Swahili song. So like maybe
like
it is very easy for me to even rhyme. Sababu I can rhyme an English word with a Kikuyu word or a Kikuyu word with the Swahili word.
Yeah.
So I and my dudes, we speak the three languages. So when tukitembea kwa streets, you'll hear out like speaking Kikuyu, and people are like, yo, mbona mnaongea Kikuyu in streets? So like that's how I express myself. So
even in the freestyle for Kalikatel, one of the comments was like, we're not all Kikuyus.
And I was like, it don't have to be all Kikuyus, but this is me.
Exactly.
And also I like our ethnic languages. I try to
bro, we be singing Igbo and Shayo and Peru Para, and we don't know what that means. But imagine it, what's wrong with them singing our stuff? What's wrong with them singing our stuff?
Music is a language.
Like if they were singing Nikogeria, what's wrong with that?
It is not different. Music by itself, it's a language. It's a language like that will communicate. You'll understand. You can tell what I'm talking about without knowing what I'm talking about. You can feel it. It is very wide. So it doesn't drain down to only language.
So for you felt like so you felt you express yourself best in that language. So that's how it was. It just made perfect sense for you to express yourself musically. And
also feedback from people. Like if you're an artist, what you'll realize is, you don't know yourself. People make you to understand yourself.
Yeah.
So like it's funny when I uploaded my music on, I had done like my music way back, but I had not uploaded them. So when I uploaded my music, people are like the songs that I thought people would like, they are not the songs that people liked.
Okay.
So feedback is very important if you're an artist. Sababu now that makes you. Now I wasn't like when the first time I wrote Kikuyu in Kikuyu, sababu it looks like kidogo, people are not going to like this. So when people heard it and they were like, yo, now do more of like that. So people make you. You don't like come like making yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think that's an important point, because you express yourself and then people find what they relate with or what they like about you, and then you get to understand yourself better too. So with regard to what you said, I think that's interesting, because if someone goes on streaming platforms, they'll see that if they went to streaming platforms, it looks like all of your songs were released in 2022. But that's not the case, because the albums were not done, like it's been a musical journey. So like I feel like my understanding is the first album was Hip Hop Total Mass, correct? Yeah. When did that come out?
2017.
Okay.
So 2017. It's funny how it came about, because when I went to Atlanta Mtaani, I realized I didn't have a song of my own. Like alone. And I had to go compete. I don't have a song.
Yeah.
I can't do a cover. So I can't sing like well. If you're being judged, okay, I can sing, but if you're being judged, you'll find a lot of people who can sing very well. So I was like, I cannot do a cover. I don't have music of my own. So what can I do? So I went to the studio, and then I told all the producers that I know, yo, you need to me a bit. I make a compilation of myself. And that time I used to listen to J. Cole. I was like, J. Cole has done like an album with no features. So I'm like, happy, I'll do with no features. Even if I want to be on stage, I want to have my songs of my own.
Yeah.
So that's how I did Hip Hop Total Mass. That's how it came about.
How many songs were on there?
10 songs.
10 songs.
10 songs.
And so in your mind, you were putting together a compilation?
It was a compilation, yeah.
Okay.
It's been easy not to put out compilations, Sababu. Even my producer, Jude, tells me I work better like that.
Okay.
Like I have I'm on a dealer is a drill kind of.
Yes.
So we do like 5 songs, or like 6 songs, drill songs, and then we move away from drill, we go to another type of. Actually, from now, toka tu sahi tumetoka ku record like other great music.
Okay.
We're going to be mesmerized. So we've never done such music again.
Talk about the music you're making right now. I'm interested.
It's funny. There's a time. People make you. After people listen to your music, they give you feedback, and then from that feedback, you have to now create your niche or to create yourself. So the feedback I've been getting is, even if I'm doing this hardcore rap, I don't consider myself as a hardcore rapper, but people tell me maybe I'm too hard for them. So they were like, you make music that is not hard for us. So I'm trying to make music that is danceable, music. But it's still me, yani. It's still me. You'll see it like people say it's selling out, but it's not like selling out. It is me now on another different type of beat.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send you. I'll have to send you when it's done. I'll have to send you before even I release. You'll hear.
Okay. I want to know something.
Yeah.
What keeps you going? Because your journey has not been a short one. And the beautiful thing is, like, you'll have highs, you'll have lows, but like, what keeps you going?
People, especially people who are close to you. Like you've seen in the studio, I've not come alone.
Yeah.
I always have people who, like, I've told you the easiest thing to do is give up. But I'll always find a person who believes in me to an extent. I'm like, yo, bro, why do you believe in myself? Why do you believe in me like that? I don't even believe in myself like that. And when they believe in me like that, I'm like, siwezi kosa kujibelieve hivyo kama mseme believe in me. So they like now they give me the motivation to keep going. And people telling me that you're good, and people are asking you, Mona, but ujaomoka, I'm saying, like, you see, you're bad, like, more than these people. I'm like, so I'm bad. Bad as easy basi chana. And I say, like, that's what keeps me going. People, and after they tell me what they like about me, I'm like, even like myself more. Sababu love is very, and it's very
contagious.
Yeah, man, it's contagious, and it keeps us going, like everybody going, man. Yeah.
What's the one thing, like, okay, so if and I don't know if it's happened, but like with music, what's the one thing your music has done that you never expected it? Like, of course it's getting played, there's TV, but like what has music done for you?
Meeting people like David Mashari. Yeah, like I would have never met like a lot of people, and I will never like go to gigs in places like Alchemist, places like Jay's.
Yeah,
I'll never like. In my wildest dreams, I'll never go to those places and meet people who, like, it's funny, sababu when we were growing up, we were like, me, I'm Kikuyu, me, I'm Jaka, me, actually, I'm this tribe. And then there are people who are like, you go to places and people are like, I'm from Bulgaria. I'm like, I've never even heard Bulgaria, man. So like, what music has done is like, put me into places I would have never thought I would ever be. Like, even come here, man. I will never like be here. So, and meet a lot of people. Yeah.
So nikuulize, what's the difference between who you are now and the kid who was looking and reading Pulse on Fridays?
Wow, that's a deep one. What's the difference between me now and the kid that I was when I was reading the Pulse?
Yeah.
I would say now I'm an artist. I know, like.
So you define yourself as an artist. Like, you remember how when you met, I forget his name, but when you met him, he's like, yo, you look like. Now you're not. No, people are not telling you look like. You're defining yourself as an artist.
Like, I know. Like, if a person asks me in the streets, who are you? I'm like, first of all, I'm an artist before anything else.
Yeah.
And even that explains with the looks now. So we have to look the part. Yeah. I've always liked looking like an artist, even without being an artist before then. So now I can tell you the difference is now I'm an artist, and I'm sure I'm a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw you've worked with guys like Muki Rai, you've worked with guys like Ndovuku, you've worked with like different people in the industry. Yeah. I love the Kikuyu drill, by the way. I like the Kikuyu drill. So nice. I love that sound. But I guess I'm curious, who would you like to work with that you haven't worked with yet? Like I think I'd be curious to hear what like Erosh and you would sound like. Nice. I feel like like just that vibe is just. But like, who would you want to work with?
People say I look like a certain artist. I don't know whether you've seen the resemblance. So I would want to work with him. Naweza taka kumwosha kwa ngoma anaitwa Nyash.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Bahati. Like because now I'm wondering. Okay, look like? But seriously, you can actually wash Nash on a song.
Okay, man. You wait. Imagine the projects that you're listening to are the projects which I released back in 2018, and I didn't record them back in 2018. But he's also good. Like I would want us. No, the good thing about rappers is when you have a song together, you try like to compete against each other, but you try to also.
I'm gonna say, man, you ndio reason Nyasha Fanyanki features.
Maybe.
I don't sure. But that's interesting. So, what would that sound like?
Maybe it will not be a mainstream kind of song. I wouldn't want it to be like easy types of mainstream kind of songs. I would want it uko chini and then waseko zile, have you heard this song? Like it's a there are people I would want to do like industry kind of music with, like people like Miss Mandy. I would want to work with Miss Mandy.
Okay.
Hiyo iko kwa ninio kwa ikuwe kwa limelight, but zingine nataka kufanya zingine like they are those like ni solids. Unajua there are songs which look like ni roots za your career. And like they are not big. Those songs are not big, but they mean a lot. Yeah.
I'm curious as to what your opinion on something is. I want to know, in terms of when you say mainstream music, what does mainstream music sound like?
Music that people are listening to and doing TikToks too.
Like Kuna. Yeah.
That's a good and funny thing. They are good songs also. You know, like from people who are doing like hip hop, they are like si wanafanya music inakaje. I usually like those kind of songs.
Okay.
Sababu there are songs that you listen to passively and actively. So I realize a lot of people listen to music passively. So and you can't listen to.
That's very true.
You can't listen to like people like Kendrick like. Passively.
Exactly.
You have to listen to them actively. So I'm trying to do
otherwise you won't get it.
You won't get it. So that's why I'm trying to make music that is going to be people are going to listen to passively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you performed anywhere, and what has that been like?
Man, I usually tell people I belong to the stage. I don't even like recording like the way I love to be on stage.
Okay.
Sababu I've been to a lot of stages. I've been to Alchemist when we used to have open mics every Wednesday.
Nice.
I've been to Jay's. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to local pubs. I've been in these Nairobi pubs also. Like everywhere. There's a time I used to go looking for shows. Like mnakuanga na show huko. Naweza taka ko perform.
Would it actually ever translate into anything?
Yeah.
Wallahi.
Yes, you go. People are like, I'm not sure. People will look down on you, but now I'm like, oh, you're looking down on me. You wait until you give me that chance. I'm going to show you what I'm about.
Yeah.
So I made a lot of foundations like that.
Okay.
So it translates to, and it works out. It works out if you kijituma hivyo. But now the problem is hakunaga tunes when you do like that.
Because it's like you're the one who's pitching yourself, so you kind of have to show yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, we don't have a lot of platforms where you can sharpen your skill. Like let's say, like for example, you start being an artist right now. Ni place gani unaweza enda, and then you are in front of people, and then you're rapping, and people are going to give you.
So nikuulize stuff kama ile talanta sachulifanya ama ile time ulikuwa unaenda ile story ulikuwa unaniambia kwenda National Theatre Thursdays. Hizo stuff hata kama wase walipu zinaweza saidia.
Exposure man, na bado kufeel wewe ni ule msemta.
Wallahi.
Actually
kama wewe for example your talanta, how did it help you?
First of all, I came up with my own album called Hip Hop Total Mass, which I could never have done in like I don't know the longest time. But hata wase wale tulifanya na wao, tulienda talanta mtaani na wao, most of them they still don't have their music. Adisai. So like me being on Talanta gave me like opportunity to see like I can work on an album. Nikuwe na compilation of my own. So now, and also like to be judged, you need to be judged by people like Shiti, people like people like Antonio Soul. Also when wase ukiwa mtaani wanakwambia you good, because people have not had like another artist from their hood. So when you go there and wase wanakujudge, people from now everywhere, when you're on TV and when you're on radio, there's a lot of people who are listening to you, and when they give you feedback inakujenga sana.
And you've been on TV before. You've done like 10 over 10. You've done you've done different radio. Do you feel like the Kenyan media gives you enough attention, or like Kenyan music enough attention?
It gives me attention that I don't even understand why it does.
Kwa nini?
It's funny sababu bado vile tulikuwa naongea na mse alafu ananiuliza wase people usually ask me ulipata aje like that like your interview kwa radio and I'm like sikutafuta so they don't like, because I have a lot of friends who are artists so they are looking for they are looking for
they want those opportunities
the same opportunity and it's very hard so I'll come and tell you I have a friend who is an artist and is a dope one but if you don't feel them you not even feel them even if you don't look them up you're not going to understand what they are about so mimi the industry actually has been very good to me sababu I don't even understand like I can't tell you I couldn't even tell you how I came here now you've explained
exactly
but I never knew
because you didn't plan it. It was not you who planned it. You put yourself out there and for some reason someone shared it and like now we're down this path you know so you have buzz people asking if you can perform. What song would you be able to like? What song would you perform for us today?
I can perform. Nico Safe. You've heard Nico Safe?
Nico Safe is
Nico Safe. Yeah.
Okay. Why? Okay. I guess for the people listening, watching, why Nico Safe and like what's Nico Safe about? Nico Safe
is about your mental health. You have to be safe up in your head. So you have to. Actually, my AKA is Sobarasta.
I know. I saw that. Are you really a Sobarasta?
I'm a Sobarasta.
Oh, kunywangi, uchomangi shada.
Okay, naweza kunywa pombe hizi mwagwa nikiona but siwezi vuta shada. Sijai, siwezi vuta fegi. And also I'm sober ile design like in my state of thinking, my state of mind because I'm sober so siwezi kuwa like na hizo I look for things that can make me nianguke kwa hizo vitu zinakupatia hizo mental health issues so juu sababu if you are creative uko prone to those hizo mental health issues sababu life doesn't make sense for you so me niko safe inamaanisha like in my head niko safe like siwezi anguka kwa hizo mitego life inaniekea and just feel easy yani na feel easy like niko safe place niko safe.
I want you to perform the song and I hope I don't take you down a difficult path but like is it hard to stay sober rasta to stay
very hard man
to stay grounded mentally is it hard? Like okay it sounds nice it sounds cute like you know like but like it sounds to me it sounds hard.
Imagine you don't have like a job you don't have like a job and you have to fend for your farm and like everyone is bashing you is telling you whatever you're doing this music thing is you haven't you seen it is not working out man you don't have it has not given you like any fruits and uko mtaa like 24/7 like
msanii na sana of course I'm sure the family is doing it like what are you doing with your life you're also wondering am I doing enough am I not doing enough
so you're giving me pressure so and I'm not using any substance so niko zile za imagine now putting yourself in that state because niko safe like maybe I know what I'm doing so it is not easy actually it's the hardest thing sababu kuachilia hata I was like the way people pressure me niko zile za if ni kunywa matei alafu ningetu nikujange kama nimelewa it would have been easy sababu
of course
even kukiwa na function hawezi niita like huu ni mlevi so hata hatuwezi muita now it is hard sababu wase wanakuita function and like yo see there was a contribution you never contributed and I'm like siko place ile place siko poor but niko safe so it is not easy to be safe
and to talk about it do you feel like you can talk about it like openly like in terms of like okay and what if you're not and maybe for the people who are not safe like you feel like how do people talk about these things because like I'm having an opportunity to meet you today and interview you so I'm able to we're having a discussion so I'm learning these things but like there's someone out there the Friday these guys were telling me when they leave the cribbo they change 1,000 bob and give 50 bobs because guys are gonna see msanii unatoka unaenda wapi msanii lazima wacheza macho so huwezi toka kwa nyumba bila na ukirudi home au umetoka TV unajua so it's like okay but Nyashinsky says like who do you cry to? Like, can you put, if you put in the music, are you bitching? Like, who do you explain yourself to?
My producer, man.
Okay.
My producer. I ran away from home. I go to his place for like 2 days.
Okay.
And because also he's an artist, he's like, I'm also going through the same things you're going through. So he has been a true one. He has been a true one since the day I met him.
Yeah.
And the day I met him, ile time tulifanya hiyo album Hip Hop Battle. So when I was asking for people to send me beats, I happened to meet him in a stew, and he was like, there's a beat I can give you, and then he gave me a beat to a song called Grind.
I've heard Grind. Yes.
So that's how I met. So that's my go-to. Yani I go to that. And this dude, man, he comes through. I don't know I was able to put my music on Spotify
and streaming platforms.
Sababu I didn't even know how to. You know, some information is not there.
Ogujua ulikuwa na CD. Najua nilicheki CD.
CD I used to like sell CDs and
people like CD buy ngoma yangu.
I used to sell those CDs Mazeko streets, and funny thing, I never went home bila cheddar, bila dough. It's funny, people buy. People buy not because they need the music, but because they see we unajituma.
Damn.
A person will tell you, I don't even like. But
then unajua msiana album haizi do kitu. Like
you can't even move.
That's what they're giving your homies. Sorry to diss them, but like if there's no project they're moving, how will you sit down with someone who doesn't have a project? You know, like at least you can come and say, okay, I have an album, we are promoting the album, but like, what are you promoting?
Yeah.
What
are you about?
Yeah, like honestly, like
you look like an artist, but show me what you got.
What's your work? Like, you know, to let a portfolio. Hiyo ni CV yako. At least mimi naweza niangalia nisema msako na projects kadhaa tunaweza ongea story. Lakini CV yako ni blank.
Ataanza kuimbia. Let me sing for you.
But you know, it's also hard because I guess, you know, that same way you had to kind of hustle and bustle to put together that first project. Some people don't get that fire. You know, that drive to go, let me go make a project. I don't know. Because sometimes it's interesting. I feel like there's so many talented people, but then some of the most talented people are the laziest, or they just don't translate. Because, you know, the biggest thing about music business is working.
Yeah. You
have to work. Like, you can be talented, but it ain't shit if you ain't talented. Like, if you want to be, like, you have to go do appearances, you have to go do videos, you have to go do shows. If you're talented and you're just rapping at home and you can rap better than everybody,
man,
it doesn't help. It's mediocre rappers who work and you know them.
Yeah.
The best rappers are still in the hood. You're still the best. You're still the best. Because all you need to do is a bit of work ethic.
People, I meet people and they're like, you still rapping? Mazei kitu hata haikuagi poa. Yani hata mimi you think now you've rapped. Unajua mimi nimerap for how many years? Msee haijanifanikia. So mediocre rappers ndio wanajitumanga. I wouldn't consider myself as a mediocre one though. But people who think, you know, I think I understand why mediocre rappers, I'm a mediocre artist, they push themselves is because they know I'm not good enough.
Of course.
So I'll have to push myself.
Because imagine guys like Jaguar were penying with garbage songs, but you know, at least Jaguar alikuwa jaribu
to radio 254 right now. When I was coming to Tao and I heard his song, I was like, but this dude used to be a big
But you know why Jaguar was big? Jaguar was big because he was grinding. Alikuwa shoot music video and shoot music videos sijui South Africa. Ana kama anaipush hapa, ana hustle ambia ma DJ cheza ngoma zangu. He was playing the game. You see, life is a game as well. You have to. Even if you can be as good as you want, but okay, if ball is supposed to score there and there, you could be as good as hell, but if you're scoring to the left or the right, it's not making sense. Like if you're going to play.
There's a guy like Steve Simple Boy. If Simple Boy is an artist, there's nobody who can't be an artist.
Exactly.
If you second guess yourself,
but who demo Matako Vera? Sasa ni musician. Diana B ni musician. Na streams wako nazo kuwashinda.
Even people know them more than they know you.
So and you're saying you're a musician.
I came to understand this. It is not how good your music is, what makes you like be in the industry. But now, like.
I think it's how you market yourself.
It's how you market yourself.
It's really how you market yourself.
Tulikuwa na shida ya
Adu boys or America Jack Harlow is well marketed, bro. There's many good white rappers, but if you market marketing dollars, if someone takes you right now and puts money into you, puts videos for you, of course, but it's how you package things.
Yeah. Packaging is everything.
And the thing is, before someone is willing to put money into that, you have to package yourself. So you want to package. Yeah. Until someone sees the value in you and says, okay, I'll put $1 million shillings because I can get 2 million out of you. It's you to put in that, whatever you have to put into yourself.
Bado, we were saying on that point, if you can't make money with what you have, how is another person going to make
money? Mimi kupatia doa video kama wezi ni show uko na value. Samido kikama niambie nipatie 3 so ni shoot vida.
It's going to be
najua itarudi umse you can't book him until 2023 July. I try to book this. No, Samido is booked. Hakuna opening. You know, at least it's going to be a return on investment.
You know. You're sure. So you have to like package yourself and work to work on yourself before like anybody else is able to willing to work with you, to work on you.
Do you fuck with these Kikuyu rappers over the Kikuyu scene in the sense of, yes, like you're rapping in Kikuyu, but you're also rapping in Swahili and English, but like I heard you talk about Samido in a song as well.
Yeah.
But like I guess it made perfect sense for you to be on Nico Geria because you're very good at the Swahili rap thing. But like is that a lane for you? Is it like, okay, I want to try this, or you just want to be you? I guess
the first time I listened to music, I never listened to like people usually say they listen to people like MJ. Man, I never listened to people like MJ. My all-time favorite artist was, or the greatest artist was Kamaro.
Okay,
dude called Kamaro.
Shout out Kamaro. Yeah.
So it is not like I've never listened to Kizungu na Kiswahili. I came to learn about them later on in life. So that's why if it is very authentic for me to sing in Kikuyu. Sababu the first song I ever sang was a Kikuyu song. So kwangu inakuwaga ni very authentic.
Okay. Yeah. Inakuletea fans diverse.
Ni funny. Imagine there's a person who was Akomaju, and then I sent them. I never knew that they are Akomaju, so I sent them a link to my music. And then Akomaju, so I'm guessing that they'll fuck with a song that is like ikona kizungu mingi sababu Akomaju. Then they're like they played Extra Pressure. I love Extra Pressure. There's a place I've sung in Kikuyu, and then they like that. So if a person from Ako diaspora and skiza hiyo part and hiyo part, so it tells you like I get people who are Bombays, and then they like the Kikuyu kind of vibe. Sana hao. Okay. And also there's a person, man, from Bulgaria. Like Bulgaria is a true story. Bulgaria is a true story. So I'm sitting there, and then I'm doing we were at Jay's, we were doing like dry runs, and then there's a person who calls me, and then I can't understand what you're saying, but I like your music very much. And I like she was like, I'm from Bulgaria. Like, where is Bulgaria, man? So it brings me like a lot of fans sababu ya singing in that like ethnic language. Sababu bado we sing it in like now kisasa. It's not like the banger kind of way. Yeah.
When people listen to your music, I guess how would you want them to feel, or what do you want people to feel when they listen to your music?
Apana kiburi. Akuwe na kiburi. You feel like I can do everything through this music that strengthens me.
Yeah. Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
Your producers here, you've worked with different people. You said, so the music we're hearing or that's out right now, you said you made that in 2018?
Except Manadila and Feel It.
Okay.
The other songs I recorded back in 2018.
Okay. So you put this music out on streaming now. What's the plan? What's coming next from you?
As you've seen, since 2019 I've not done like a YouTube project. Sababu I never we were looking for a person who has a camera, and then we'll shoot like a mediocre kind of video. So right now I want to invest in YouTube. Sababu I've seen in the visuals, because I've seen like the streaming platforms, they usually they work, but there's some people who are very visual. Actually, like right now everybody wants to see you,
exactly,
not hear you. So I'm like looking forward to working on my visuals more.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's next, like working on the visuals. But I'm not sure if I'm supposed to work on visuals.
New visual? Are you okay? So what do people do? Are you gonna work on new visuals or old visuals? Because
it's always a dialogue. Yeah. Because now the old ones like mbona nifanye ngoma nilifanya 2018, nifanye visuals ya ngoma nilifanya 2018 na kuna ngoma mpya bado hamjasikia sai. So it's always a dilemma. That's why I'm telling you, feedback is very huge. Sababu now from what people tell you, the kind of the songs that you're going to push. Sababu right now there's a song called Sipendi Ubombo. Now that song, I will do a video to that song. Sababu people are really feeling that song. Yeah.
Okay. Crispa since before he was big.
You know him as Crispa.
Yeah, I mean at least some of us do. But he's been making music for a long time. I guess
very long time.
When you see him where he's at now, does it make sense to you?
It is very possible now for everyone to be an artist, man. I used to go to that guy's place and he was like, "Yo, man, this is God's gift." There's a time we went to a gig in Knox, and it never happened. and
the gig never happened.
And it never happened. So we went there, and then the promoter was like, ati mimi nilikuwa nimesema niko na show ninafanya. Aya, huko hakuna show ilikuwa inafanya.
Alibaruka.
It is like the student council, I say, I can't remember the school.
Okay.
Like they made plans for a gig,
but they didn't plan properly.
So when we went there, we were like, ata hakuna this nothing. Tumeenda up, we have hired a car, man. Like tumeenda huko hivyo kama wasanii, we spend our money, so we know we are going to get our money. But that's when we understood we're supposed to get the money before you even come from here. We deposit that before toke home. That was where like there's this guy who called us and mimi pesa nitampatia, mimi msiongope, simkunje mimi ndawapatia pesa. So we knew like we were going to make money. So we went there. When we were coming back, it was like, man, this is God's gift. It was back in 2019. It was like, hey, this is God's gift. It's going to work out. He knew it was going to work out.
For real?
Yeah, he knew. It's not like it happened just miraculously. He knew like, yo, one day it's a jeeper.
So do you, like, is it? So you have to also believe in yourself to some extent.
Man, it's the parable of the master who left as G people with G500, G400.
The gifts. The gifts. The guy was left with one, and
you have to, if you take the 500, the person who had the most had to risk the most. So if you are risking, it means then you have faith.
Yeah,
you can't risk without having faith.
Of course.
So if you're risking, you're having faith. So if you have faith, then things have to work out. Man, there's a song that Crispa has produced called Nipeskio. There's a line I usually say, ni nini naweza fanya niambie oak tree jipande kwa maji. Like imagine, okay, it is written in the Bible but people don't understand. Like you can tell an oak tree, we toka hapo uende kwa jiplant kwa ocean. So faith ni ndio, like I learned from him, like, yo, you have to believe it's going to happen, to manifest, and it will manifest.
So for you, Mr. Mistariful, manifest for us. What are some things you're calling into your future? What are some things you like to achieve with your music and on your journey? Is it just music? Is there more? I guess, what do you manifest for you?
If I also ask you, nikuulize like if like when you like you also manifest, don't you?
I do.
Do you think like there's some things you manifest, other people have already done what you want to do? Do you like find kuna watu wamefanya hivyo and then like that they are day-to-day kind of thing? Like whatever you want to achieve in life, yani kuna watu wanafanya hivyo on a daily and it is not a big deal for them.
I'm confused about your question because how it's making sense to me is some of the things I have right now are things I used to pray for many years. Like I'd say, God, give me this, and now I have them. So sometimes I forget that this was what I asked for.
Very true.
Because I asked for this shit, like, you know. So it's a weird thing because like, damn, I really asked for this. Like even like today I was coming, I was like, imagine mimi nakufanya show na ni mimi nilijipangia interview, ni mimi nilisema so nobody asked me to do this. I woke up and I chose to do this myself. So it's like I can't complain because it's me who asked for this. And
sometimes are you afraid of what you're asking for? Maybe other people have already achieved it.
No,
and you think then you play ni kama unataka kuscore like a goal iko yani ndogo.
Lakini si hiyo ndio kitu mimi nataka. Kama nataka keja, si labda madhangu kuna keja, mabro kuna keja. Si mimi bado nataka keja yangu. Bado ni yangu. Huwezi chukua kitu yangu because at the end of the day what's mine is mine, you know.
Yeah. Kwa sababu the reason I've asked you that is because sometimes some things like I wouldn't mention the name of this dude, but I saw a video of a legendary artist performing in Uko Maju, and he was he's like legendary, man. Like Uko hivi people are like, yo, this guy is a big one, and then I saw him perform for 5 dudes. Maju, ni Maju, so he's going to get the chums, but niko zile za. Man, like, do you feel like like you would want that kind of thing?
It's funny you say that. Liko na bonga na okay, Eriko Inaina was performing somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a small audience. Like it was 3, 4, 5 people, like you're saying. And then Mans tells me, that's a former president of Liberia I was performing for. So it's context. I've seen, like, okay, Akina Sauti Soul performed at State House for Obama. Not all of us have been to State House.
Right.
So, like, even if you told me, kuna show, kani, you show, kuna 15 guys. Lakini, mi ndakupatia performance fee, ndakupatia 50 G's to perform for 15 minutes. It doesn't matter who the fuck up. Bro, if Otile Brown was paid $5,000 and he performed for his mom, I could give a fuck less, my G. Because, see, goal ni kwenda show ulipwe. Yo, if I'm performing for the president, if I'm performing for that one person in the club,
but you're getting the
at least I'm being paid for shows. You're at home commenting on YouTube. How are you performing to an empty club? Mini lilipwa, bro.
But also, that are you doing it for money? It's funny. Money is very essential. It's very important.
Yeah.
But then, are you doing it for money? Would you rather you have like 5 prezos over there, or you have like 10 million chokos?
Both.
So now
both.
Now that's what I'm telling you.
Both,
when you try to manifest, it becomes very difficult. Sababu, you're like, sister akuwa flani. You don't know better. Like you see people like Burna Boy, you like, can I pull like a Burna Boy?
I feel like the beauty is in when you get there and then you forgive yourself. You apologize.
I want to be actually I want to be there so that I can say maze, like the way you were saying, there's some things I used to pray for and I have them.
Me and be God, give me the things I'm asking for, so I realize I don't like like you're asking for something you don't even know what you're asking for. Nipatie ndio nijue hizo niko nataka.
Ni kama David in the Bible ndo ananipatiaga hizo fikra za. Imagine this dude said, God, maze, give me a lot. Don't give me a lot so that I cannot forget you, but don't give me little so that naezadi ku worship other gods. And then what he was given, I was like, to God now ilikuwa ni kawaida, like hiyo ya God ilikuwa ni kawaida, ili alipewa a lot of things, ndio. So niko zile za naweza taka Mungu anipatie pia mimi what I want, ndio nijue kama there is happiness in ease of it, you get.
But you know what I'd rather have?
Yeah.
What I need. Me, I don't want God to give me what I want. I want a lot of things. But if He gives me what I need, I feel like I can navigate through life enough to get my wants. Because you see, I'm learning to balance wants and needs. Because this shit I want that's not good for me.
Yeah. Sianipatia lakini anifanya niweze kukaa nazo.
Hapana, hiyo ni kama sobarasta. Tricky, bro.
Anipatie wisdom. Like give me everything that I asked you for, but also give me wisdom too. I'll
take my needs, bro. I'll take my needs being met.
It's like Solomon. Solomon was given wisdom, but wisdom came with a lot of things.
Unaambia, okay, wewe umepatiwa bag. Your bag iko na cocaine, your bag iko na ngwai na iko na dough. Unaambiwa wewe chukua ile unataka, yeye utaki utaacha. Si eventually utaboeka utumika. Unajua
the cocaine is there but you kidogo.
Here's a bag. Keep for me, I'm coming back after 2 weeks. Mimi ndio hivi na come.
And nitachukua cocaine tengeneze hiyo dawa ninio. Ya hiyo ase akienda theater. Like I don't think the problem is in having. I think it's in your head vile utatumia. I think you can have everything, but now how are you going to use like everything that you get? So mimi nataka nipatie everything, but bado nipatie akili ya to manage.
Haikwangi hivyo, bro. Akikupatia yote na utasahau. Ni human nature.
I will want to be.
Lazima pia hapo hiyo kukupatia kila kitu ni lesson pia.
Usikiangi vibaya wasema kubeba vibaya juu because of like earthly things as zingine una feel. People think like you're not enough because you don't like have some earthly things, because leza nataka nipate.
Mimi napenda madharau, inapatia motisha kama
inakupatia motisha if utafika sasa the other place.
Lazima nifike.
So that's why I'm asking. See, I get everything sandio.
But you see,
I try to be humble.
Okay, let me give a scenario. When I have money, I don't think properly. But when I'm hungry, like if I have 10K in my account, my brain just stops working the way it should. I'll send someone to do 8 Gs. I feel like eating a smoky today, so I should have one. Like just stupid shit. You got a smoky home na nunua smoky kwa barabara kwa nini. So when I have money, it just messes up my synapses. But when I'm broke, I be making the best decisions. I be making the best. Money makes me stupid. So I'd rather have I'd rather have enough than too much.
Okay, that's you though.
Yeah. But
like if nikona like a billion. Let's say like nikona billion. Now the little money itakufanya uchanganyikiwe. If you're given 100 Gs, itafanya uchanganyikiwe sababu it's not even enough to do like what you want to do. Unaenda kujenga, you like this money is not enough for me to like make a house. So naweza kula smoky. But if you have like a billion, you're like now upatiwe saa akili. Ndo nasema like ikuja na akili. I'm like, imagine being humble with everything. I don't like being humble without anything bana. It doesn't feel good to be humble without like, poor people are humble. Most of them.
Because they have to.
Yeah, because they have to. I don't want to be humble because I don't have. I want to be humble because I have. But it's like a choice for me to be humble. Nipatiwe kibao nikuwe humble. I choose to be humble.
So you answer my question for me, Mr. Mistariful.
Which was your question?
5 manifestations. Umenipeleka kizungu aki tumeenda mbali.
I see myself like on a big stage.
Okay.
Funny thing, sifikiri kama kutakuwa na dobe. But I want to be on a big stage. Doing like performing for people like, man, I want to always perform for people. I want people to appreciate the music. Sababu music like it is not, I'm not the one who writes. I'm not the one who writes my music. Sababu I'm the one who writes, but it's not like from my head yangu ndio place inatokanga. I think like I'm an area, I'm tuned to like some certain words. So I'm a channel. So nataka wherever I get those songs from, I want to have a lot of songs and I want to share with a lot of people. I want to be on stage. Nataka kuwa on stage vibaya. Nataka kupull mse kwa stage alafu mse yani make people feel good.
Okay.
Yeah. So manifestation ya kwanza nataka kuwa on stage vibaya with a lot of people, and nataka bado I want to inspire a lot of people sababu you'll see like from where I come from, we don't have a lot of artists. Actually, we don't have like big artists. We have a lot of artists, but we don't have big artists. So I want to be like among the first people that are from our hoods. So
that's Kabete?
That's Kabete.
Okay.
So there's a time when I was in Talana Mtaani, nilipita mahali, and then there were small kids who were like, mazee, unaona huyu ni rapper. So that's time kulikuwa na ile wase walikuwa sema ra. So they were like, so the kids will say, ra. And I'm like, so these kids, they know like I'm an artist. So imagine now me coming to their school and telling them what to do and not what to do. So they will listen to me sababu walinipenda sababu of what I do. So now I want to also inspire people, like to inspire people because of the music.
Okay.
The platform that the music gives me.
That's
I also wants to travel the world bana. Manifestations kama hizo.
Please.
Nataka niende Bulgaria maze.
Okay. Walai.
Nataka niende Bulgaria.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want you to give us some mysteries. Are you down?
Some mysteries. Like bars.
You can. You're performing for us. What are you performing for?
I'm performing Nico Safe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Radio 254. This is the 254 Express. We are live on 254.radio with none other than Mr. Mistariful. He's going to give us some bars for a little bit, so please enjoy.
Yeah. Beat wewe flow ni ile kamata maskio from here mpaka kule, mi chopi bila books na sipende shule. If you like this, put your foot to the front, bounce to the beat, you hii ndiyo form, move pole pole, justify to your want, me who the yeah Mr. Mistariful.
Yeah. Your performance umetuambia unataka perform on stages.
I want to perform on stages. See, so people are going to come to see me perform. So I'm performing for free. You guy.
So where can people find you? Where can people catch you? Where can they get to know? I guess be part of the movement, be part of the family.
Go to Mr. Mistariful on every platform, on Spotify, on Boomplay, on IG. On every platform, social media platform at Mr. Mistariful. When hata ukienda pale kwa Chrome, you type Mr. Mistariful, you'll find me.
Walai. Kila mahali.
Unanipata hivyo.
Hadi Pornhub. Mr. Mistariful.
Labda, who knows? Labda kuna leakage. Labda kuna leakage.
Please, my final question for you is this one. When it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for?
inspiring a lot of people.
Okay.
Inspiring a lot of people who like where I come from. People I've never seen like an artist. Means I've never like sat down with a person I can say, "Uyu by then akwanga msanii," unaona. So like nataka ikuwe like it's not like a big deal from place nimetoka. Nataka isikuwe big deal nikuwe like when people are mentioning occupations kuzileza so na alafu huyu ni doctor, alafu huyu ni rapper. So nataka kuinspire wase to a point like wa feel like it is this hustle inaweza kuwa respected and it can make a person akue whoever they want to be. So I want to inspire people, man. I want to be remembered for inspiring people.
Okay.
Making people believe I'm very big on faith, bana.
Ngoma na Mandi itakam ama ni kuchocha tunachocha?
Nataka. We only met once. Your time alikuwa hakuwa anajulikana. Kiburi ilikuwa katikati, but I don't even know if she can remember me, but I would want to work with her.
Ngoma na Ndovuku inaweza make?
Inaweza make sana in the future. Is maybe probably inaweza taka sana.
Okay.
Funny thing, people ask me why I don't have like collabs with a lot of people, and I'm like,
you have collabs with your producer.
People who are serious with collabs, I cannot turn down. Unajua how many verses I've written, people and wase wamesema you're going to record the next Saturday haijaifika. So you have to like to show me that you serious kabisa. Sababu it's not like I'm getting money off this. So if hauna time ya mimi sina time ya kuwestiwa, you get.
Okay.
See ati nakimiza dona. So you have to really like show me that you mean it.
Okay. Anyone who I guess besides Nyash, who you want to wash? Anyone you really want to work with?
There are a lot of people. There's a guy called Kobole.
Shout out Kobole, Kikuyu rap. Yes.
I would want to work with him.
That nigga fucking fire. So fucking fire.
I would want to work with him.
Okay.
I tried reaching him out, lakini it was not. I could go filthy. Okay. But I would want to work with him.
Dope.
Actually, dopest artists ningetaka work now. I've worked with them akina Mukirai.
Dope.
Also, actually, you've asked about Novoniku. You have a song with Novoniku.
Okay.
So nataka kufanya collabs na wase kibao.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get more videos? I think the videos are really dope and the promo is helping because it's like
so we do like those ones that you saw. We do
short ones, even different backgrounds. Like just switch it up because honestly, even when I was going through like your social media, people asking what song is that, and they listen to the projects, they would know about those songs. But the reason they're asking,
it's because they don't know.
They've not gone to the project, but how you get them to go to the project is those videos.
Judu nasikia. You know. Actually, we shoot with him. We are a label, man. Like tulikuwa nasema, I think that when I was saying I want to be in the music industry without knowing I would be an artist, I got to learn how the industry works. I'm a vile industry nakuanga. So we are like if wase wakuja invest like in us. Like sisi ni label mse. Like we are label. How we think, man, like sitani kuna label nafikiriaga hivyo hata majuu mse.
Wallahi.
Wase wako like, and that's why I'm telling you I want to have a lot of money so that I can be humble. I want to be humble with a lot of money sababu saa zingine like I'm here and then people are like mbona hujafika to some levels and I'm like nimechoka kusema it's because of the financial constraints you get. So we do those videos with my producer also. Okay. Producer wote wa kila kitu, producer ni director ni best and everything.
And I think for me what I'm learning is like everything is after we've talked, like I'm seeing the story and how it connects, because if you think about the fact that you had gone to a studio before even becoming an artist, or even if you look
deciding that I'm going to be an artist.
Yeah, even going to a talent search and being among other people who had done it for a long time, but being the one who's chosen.
I went to the finals.
Yeah, man. Everything is it's going to make sense. I feel like for me, life makes sense in hindsight. Like right now, it doesn't make any sense, and I don't care for it to make sense. It's like telling people there are people who tell you to look for your, like, you're supposed to know your purpose. And like, how is it your purpose something until you have used that thing? Wacha hata hivyo, wanasema wana kujua, mimi nasema unanijuaje na mimi sijui. I'm learning myself, so how the fuck you sing it? I've known you since you were born.
I don't even know myself.
You know me, you know, like chill. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. And if I do, cool. If I don't, cool. But you can't figure me out because I haven't figured myself out either.
That's very true. Yeah. That's very true, man. So, great things in Akuja, like the manifestation of whatever you want in life.
And I feel like you keep going, you keep pushing it like it's a label, you keep doing what you're doing, because imagine it's enough. What you're doing is enough. Like genuinely, what you're doing is enough. Don't feel pressure because you saw someone else post another video. Like you're moving at your pace, and
we have like long calls. We have long calls, like trying to say, "Apana, I see only like the industry works like that." No. And it's like, so sometimes there's pressure. Sometimes there's pressure. Like tunapigiana ngasimu na umse alafu like mbona wewe mimi nafikiria mbona umse alikuja kwa industry na akaomoka na sisi tuko hapa na tuja. And I'm like, even nasema we are, like I always assure him like whatever we are doing is enough, so we continue with what we are doing, sababu if why is it not for it we could not be here again. So everything makes sense now afterwards.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Never ulisema tuwezi give up.
Where's give up?
Easy.
It's very easy.
I mean, but then
I want to give up. It's very easy to be to stop being a presenter. I'm a producer, and it's very easy.
Because life is all ups and downs, and like there's no life at that's just like that's not real life. Yeah.
You appreciate because you never had.
Yes. Yeah. If you have, like I'm saying, like if you have everything, then what are you looking forward to?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But because I don't have a lot, so I know what I'm going to appreciate.
But I do definitely want to see you with a lot, because I want to see if you still be humble when you have a lot.
Man, I'm
here for it.
I hope know if I'm going to be humble.
Kiburi, sumesema kiburi ilikuwa na kiburi kama iko na hauna ukipewa. Please God, omosha umse ndo kuone. Omosha umse. But I thank you for your music. Number one, for sharing it and for putting it out there, and even the guys who are here with you supporting. Thank you for that. But also thank you for your time. I mean, you came here on what we're not sure is a holiday, but you gave us time, so we appreciate your time. But even more, like I said, your music, it's a blessing. It's different. It's unique, and I hope that you keep going, because I want to sit down with you. As the music continues to grow, I'd love to sit down with you and see where it keeps taking you and what it keeps evolving into, because I'm sure, like you said, there's ways you'll do drill projects and you'll do. So I want to hear as it evolves.
Yeah. Be sure you're going to hear.
Okay.
This Akuna Piga Breaks.
Ladies,
thanks for having me, though.
You're most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our interview with Mr. Mistariful. So I have something up my sleeve. If we're going to play his music, we have music from Mr. Mistariful. We're going to be playing you guys the Mana Dealer EP as well as and Feel It. But you have to stay tuned. So stay tuned to the show. We're going to play you guys a project in a little bit. We're going to take a music break and we'll be right back. So enjoy the show.